All right, Swoop and Score back with more. So we all seen it. The Monday Night Massacre. Uh, few things I like to take away from this particular game. One, um, I will say this: Dallas played exactly how they should have played tonight. I have no problem with how Dallas played. I hate Dallas. Let me caveat that by saying that. I live in Baltimore. For all of you who don't know, I live in Baltimore. Um, I hate I don't like the Ravens at all. I don't like the Ravens. I don't like their um, obnoxious fan base for the most part. Extremely obnoxious fan base that always feels as if though they're being cheated out of every game that they play for whatever reason at all. But I don't like Dallas more. I've always hated Dallas a lot more than I've hated the Ravens, so it is what it is. With that being said, I'd like to take this opportunity to kind of like dissect this entire game. From what we saw tonight, the Eagles don't have an identity yet. They're still trying to find an identity on both sides of the ball. They don't know if they want to be a zone coverage team. They don't know if they want to be a run stuffer of a team. They don't have an identity yet. So I'm not necessarily upset as much as I would be had this been a team who's been together for some time that's had time to gel. But this isn't the case. And from what we saw tonight, the Eagles did not play like a well-oiled machine. They didn't play as a proper unit. I'll say this: these past 2 weeks, injuries have played a factor into the losses of the Eagles. However, I also feel as if though the inability to adjust to those losses on both sides of the ball have played a decisive factor in why it is that Philadelphia is in the situation that they're in currently as it stands. Brandon Brooks being out, all San Francisco did was toss the ball left and right. They just tossed the ball. That was it. They exposed the weakness on that defensive line from the interior as well. The same way that Dallas did tonight. It makes no sense why Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard are getting 5 yards a carry. That's absurd. And it would be erroneous of us to believe that Jonathan Gannon was making a multitude of adjustments because man, man, they got a lot to learn. They got a lot to learn. I like how they showed the interesting stat about how the coaching staff is the youngest coaching staff in the league currently. But as it stands, this was a tough loss. This was a tough loss, but honestly, this was a necessary loss. The Eagles needed to lose like this. They needed to be absolutely trounced in all phases of the game. They need to be beat. I was talking to the wife, and I was telling her, I said, this kind of reminds me of that like a movie where this team that nobody gave a chance to comes forward, and they finally play the top dog in their division, and they get absolutely annihilated. They get their asses totally whooped, and then at the end, when they see that bully again, it's a fight, and that underdog comes out on top and wins. Um, Dissecting the game, this is an undisciplined football team. They lead the league in penalties. The Eagles are an extremely undisciplined football team. I seen too many offsides. I saw guys just um, face masking. You know, and even the offensive line. How many times is there going to be a legal man downfield? How many times is there going to be a holding penalty against the Eagles? I keep seeing the same exact guys holding legal man downfield. And it's an undisciplined team. This is an undisciplined team. And what happened today was they played a disciplined football team, and that disciplined team beat them. And I'm not just talking about penalties. We can talk about how execution of plays as well, too. This is an undisciplined team. The Eagles are extremely undisciplined. And you'd be fooling yourself if you think otherwise. Um, yeah, man, the adjustments are gonna have to be made because it looks like Isaac Siamalo might be out. He might be done for the year. once again, once again, here we go again. Another slew of injuries to the offensive line. Brandon Brooks, 8 weeks, he's out. Keep losing men. It's next man up. I know I've called Shannon Sharp a turncoat many times over, but Shannon Sharp made a good point when he said, next man up, how many times is it going to be next man up until there is no more other men? I don't know how many more of these guys we can really, plug and play like that. These guys need time to develop. Granted, they're getting some sort of game experience now, but everybody's not a bloodthirsty shark. Everybody out there doesn't have that bloodlust. And that's the sad part. We need guys on both sides of the ball. I'm talking about offensive line and defensive line, because that's where many games are won and lost. We need those guys with that bloodlust and killer instinct that can tame it and use it when it's necessary. It's going to take some time for these guys to learn the rules of the trade. I think that a lot of these guys, with these upcoming draft picks, should be happy to get all three of them first round. Honestly, I don't want to see this again, but I know exactly. I have a feeling as to what's going to happen, and what they're going to do is they're going to go ahead and they are going to draft linemen in the first round. Because I am sick to death of seeing Brandon Brooks come in, play a few games, be done for half the year, come back, play a little bit, and be done for the rest of the year. I'm tired of that. And I know it's a rough game. He's put his body on the line many times over. That's fine. I understand that. At the end of the day, the NFL is still a business, and they have to do what's best for business. I've seen Derek Barnett allowing his attitude, his emotions to get the better of him, and it's just like that does nobody any favors. That does no one any favors at the end of the day. So while you're out there pitching a fit, you're getting us penalized. And you supposed to be, this is your opportunity to go out there and prove why you should have got paid instead of Josh Sweat. And you're not doing yourself any favors. Just not. And it's sad because I don't have any ill feelings towards Derek Barnett. I mean, I just think a lot of things that, allow his emotions to get the better of him when he's playing the game. That's something that has to change, and even on the offensive line, I mean, once again, the only person on the offensive line who didn't get penalized was Jason Kelce, Lane Johnson, Isaac Siamalo, Landon Dickerson, Andre Dillard. And I'm a huge Jalen Hurts fan. But damn, Jalen, you got to pull your head out your ass, man. You know how to play this game. You know how to play this game. So don't sit there and I'm going to critique the hell out of you because it was a bad game. It was a bad game. It was bad. It was a horrible game. It was abysmal. That was pathetic. That was a pathetic performance. But you know what? Losses like this build character. And I'm not upset to see. I'm not upset that it happened now. Because you would much rather a loss like this happen early in the season as opposed to when it's most critical and we get down to the stretch and your team is losing like that. That's a problem that should have been addressed early on. So, will this make Jalen Hurts better? I believe so, but only time will tell. I like Jalen a lot. I'm a huge Jalen Hurts fan. Been that way since Alabama and Oklahoma. But I'm not giving him a pass after tonight's performance. That was abysmal. That was bad. You got to bring it next time. You can't underthrow. Because you underthrew Jalen Reagan. I understand what he was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Making a jump ball. But yo, lead him in the end zone. Lead him in that pylon. Just in front of the goal line. At the front of the goal line. Lead him to that pylon right there. If you're going to throw it. And you know, the play call in itself too. Why is Jalen Hurts throwing the ball? It got to one point they showed at the bottom of the screen. It was like the Eagles had 10 passes to 2 rushes, and I was wondering to myself, what the hell is that? What was that? Why? Why would you not run the ball like that? And it's like Doug Peterson syndrome all over again. And I cannot understand for the life of me, how is it you want to establish a power run game, but you got a power runner sitting in your practice squad? Are you insane? You have your power runner in the practice squad. Sign Jordan Howard. Sign Jordan Howard. Jordan Howard needs to be out there playing. Jordan Howard needs to be out there playing. And you know what I like what the Cowboys did tonight? I like how they utilized a power run game by using one of their linemen. Hell, you could use somebody like, I don't know, Jordan Mailata. You know what? Better yet, you could use Landon Dickerson like that. Take a page out of their playbook. Why not? Use their own tactics against them. I'm not upset to see it. And the league is a copycat league anyway. Use that. Add some of that. Take this. That's what I'm saying. Doesn't suck that the Eagles lost to Dallas of all teams? Hell yeah. Who the hell wants to say that they lost to the Dallas Cowboys? Nobody wants to lose to the Dallas Cowboys. I don't like nobody on their team. Never have, never will. I don't like Dak Prescott. I don't like Ezekiel Elliott. Never have. Never liked him even at Ohio State. Didn't like him then. I don't like Trayvon Diggs. He was only good at Alabama, in my opinion. Don't like CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb was only good at Oklahoma, in my opinion. Didn't hear of him until Jalen Hurts was throwing on the ball. Didn't hear of yo. Don't like Micah Parsons at all. Micah Parsons wanted to be a Cowboys fan all his life. That was already a bad sign right there. That was already sign number 1 that we shouldn't even deal with, boy. But you know what? All of them came to play tonight. The Eagles didn't. So, you know, a younger me would have been angered by all of this. I was angered, yes. I also thought that the officiating tonight was pathetic. That was horrible officiating. That officiating tonight was enough to make the officiating from the San Francisco and the Green Bay game, the officials from that game, blush. That's how bad I saw some of this stuff. And I'm like, how many of y'all are on Dallas's payroll? How many of y'all are in Jerry's back pocket? Because the way that they call some of this stuff, I'm like, now, if that was the Eagles, you'd have flagged us. You'd have flagged us. And I know you would. So, I don't want to hear that. Hey, it is what it is. The Eagles have a stretch coming up where they have Kansas City, Carolina, Kansas City, Carolina, Tampa Bay, and you have the Las Vegas Raiders. The Eagles need to be a power run team and a blitz heavy team. I think that right there is enough to kind of establish something to a degree. You need to figure out who it is you're playing and kind of like tailor make it for that, but find a way to implement that identity within that game plan every week. Because I feel like you would get a lot more done. Because obviously your pass rush isn't getting any pressure, so bring a fifth man. Bring a fifth man. You got to. You know, because clearly the interior isn't bringing it. You know, I saw Fletcher Cox go out a number of times tonight. You know, might just be rotating, but at some point you kind of screw with the momentum of the game in that manner too. But hey, it is what it is. The Eagles have a long flight home. And this will be enough to chew on. They need this. They need this. This one of them losses. This is one of them losses where you really got to dig deep and find out just exactly how it is that you want to be. Because Philadelphia's going to get dragged in the media in the next couple of days. They're going to get dragged in the media. But here's the thing that I understand about this rivalry with the Dallas Cowboys. You see, every time this happens, the first game, the Eagles typically lose the first game. Over the past couple of years, the Eagles have typically lost the first game that they played against Dallas. In the second game, they always win. The Eagles haven't swept Dallas in I don't know how long. I know they're gonna ride this wave of Dak's comeback season and stuff like that. It's great to have Dak. Dak's gonna win comeback player of the year. Dallas is gonna win it all. Everybody's saying, yeah, Dallas gonna win it all, right? Yeah, it's all fine. At the end of the day, the defensive coordinator is still Dan Quinn. And we know what happened the last time Dan Quinn felt the pressure. He folded. He folded because the moment was too big for him. We know what happened with Mike McCarthy when he felt the pressure. Everything became a circus in Green Bay. Now, when you got a guy like Kellen Moore, who's to say that things can't change? It can, possibly. Do I think it will? Do I think it'll be enough? No. No, it won't be enough. Because Dallas is going to do Dallas things. We've seen this before. Dallas is going to continue to be Dallas at the end of the day. And that one team that nobody wanted to win in Philadelphia is still going to be that team to win. I hope that they take this as a learning lesson and become extremely better and more close-knit as a team. Because they're going to need each other. They really are. Because don't look for no favors from the fickle media. Don't look for favors from the fickle fan base that want to see you fail so they can have a guy in Deshaun Watson play for him. Deshaun Watson would have been running for his life all damn game. Doesn't matter. The offensive line is not there. They're not there yet. You miss your anchor in a guy like Jordan Mailata and his presence not being there was felt today. And the play calling, once again, establish a power run. You got guys, you have these athletes at that offensive line. Run that ball. You saw what happened when they sent Miles Sanders straight up the middle. Run the ball. Run the ball. The offensive line wants to be aggressive. Run the ball. Run the ball and let them punch people in their face. You implement a power run scheme and beat the hell out of teams. Blitz defense and beat the hell out of offenses. Make them regret coming to where you are. Make them regret every time to show up. When they see the Eagles on their schedule, they just say, oh, damn. Shit, we got the Eagles. That's how it should be. But until such a time, you got to earn your respect in this league. And so far, the Eagles don't have no respect for nobody. But we're going to see. We'll see what becomes of this. Because who's to say that they don't win the next game? We'll see. As time goes on, we will find out just what this team is really made of. Just how good this team is. Just how much this team really, really wants to win. And should they pull it off? Hey. But that concludes tonight's video. I know this one is about like 20 minutes long. I appreciate all of you who stuck around. I'll be trying to get back into the swing of things and start, bringing forward more content. I saw a quote from Jalen Hurts who had said that he didn't execute and he has to do better and, he'll return and learn from this. Good stuff. Good stuff. But we got to see that translate on the field. Now, like I said, I'm a huge supporter of Jalen Hurts. But that offensive line and that play calling got to change. That's not taking away from stuff that he should do, because he does have a lot to do. He does. But don't go out there trying to play hero ball neither. Because to an extent, I get that you want to extend plays, but we don't need you going out there playing hero ball trying to win every down. I understand. They fought. They fought until the end, and it's no it's no medals for valor. But hey, they did fight until the end. And I can't be too mad at that. So it is what it is. That being said, I will get up with all of y'all later. I'm gonna do my best to start bringing forward like some different type of content. I know I said this before in a prior video, but I'm really gonna try to start doing that a little bit more. Like I said, I got some family stuff going on, my personal life, like we all do and stuff like that. But I'm gonna definitely make it my business to stop making excuses and start putting out content. So appreciate the time that I spent with you all. So but this is Swoop and Score signing out, and I'll be back with more. I'll be easy. Good night.